This short tutorial on the sworn declaration for Qalipu applicants was prepared for the Friends of Qalipu Applicants group page on Facebook. It was not prepared by the Qalipu Band or by Aboriginal Affairs. It is simply intended to aid applicants in preparing their sworn declarations. This tutorial will attempt to answer the following 4 questions about the sworn declaration. What is the sworn declaration? Who needs one? Where do I find it? And how do I fill it out? The documents I will reference appear here along with their URLs. They are the November 2013 Enrollment Frequently Asked Questions, the December 2013 Sworn Declaration Affidavit Frequently Asked Questions, and the sworn declaration itself. Other Qalipu documents can be found on the Aboriginal Affairs and Qalipu websites. So the first question is, what is a sworn declaration? The answer can be found in the most recent set of frequently asked questions dated at the end of December 2013 and found on the Qalipu website. What is a sworn declaration? A sworn declaration is a written statement sworn by the applicant to be true before a person who is authorized to take oaths in the jurisdiction in which the written statement is presented to be sworn. The form for the sworn declaration is available at the Aboriginal Affairs website. Now this answer clarifies previous confusion over where the sworn declaration had to be notarized. And the sworn declaration form is also available by direct link, which I provided earlier in the video, or by visiting the Friends of Qalipu Applicants group page on Facebook. To answer the question, who needs to submit a sworn declaration, there are 2 places we can look: the Enrollment Frequently Asked Questions from November 2013 and the most recent Frequently Asked Questions from December. In the first instance, the question is, in what circumstance am I required to provide a sworn declaration? Is there a form that I need to do this? Any new documentary evidence in support of group acceptance by the Qalipu Mi'kmaq Group of Indians of Newfoundland must be supported by a sworn declaration. Information on how to prepare your sworn declaration is available on the Aboriginal Affairs or Qalipu websites. And in the second instance, the question simply is, who must provide a sworn declaration? A sworn declaration must be provided by each applicant who provides documents to show that he or she has made frequent visits and/or communications with resident members of the Mi'kmaq Group of Indians on the island of Newfoundland and participated in the group's ceremonial, religious, traditional, or cultural activities prior to September 22, 2011. Basically, the people who need to provide sworn declarations are the same people who needed to get affidavits signed for them. So on September 22, 2011, if you did not reside in one of the designated Mi'kmaq communities, you're required to present more information on group acceptance, and that means you need affidavits and the sworn declaration. So if you're looking for the complete documents, this is what they will look like when you find them on the Qalipu website. Now to the question of finding the actual sworn declaration form. It appears in a variety of places, including the Aboriginal Affairs website and the Qalipu website, which is the URL that you see listed above the document. But again, you can simply download it directly from the Friends of Qalipu Applicants group page on Facebook. As you can see, the sworn declaration consists of 3 pages, but more pages can be added in order for you to be able to list all of your documents. To that end, we have prepared extra document sheets for you at the Friends of Qalipu Applicants page. So the first 3 questions have been answered. What is the sworn declaration? Who needs to submit one? And where do I find it? That leaves one question. How do I fill it out? Before you do that, you need to do some preparation. The first thing you need to do is gather all of your documents. Then you should review the Directive to the Enrollment Committee, sections 11 through 19. For each document, then, you need to choose which area or multiple areas is supported by that document. So you're going to use the terms that are used in this directive. visits, communications, cultural activities, religious ceremonies, traditional activities, etc. And you're going to make your list on scratch paper first before you go to add it to your sworn declaration. So just get a piece of paper and jot down each document you have, and then indicate what category you think it satisfies. This is an example of a document, July 2006, boarding passes. And then just below I've written what that document satisfies from the list in the directive to the enrollment committee, and in this case that is visits. If you prefer, you can organize your documents according to category. It's up to you. But all of these categories come directly from the directive to the enrollment committee, and it's just more helpful to you if you use the language that they use. So now that you've jotted everything down, and some of you are going to have dozens of documents, what is the next step? The next step is to number your documents. Choose an organizing theme that makes sense to you. This might mean chronological, or it might mean according to category. Whatever feels right to you, choose that theme and then number your documents. The next thing you're going to do is add your file number to each document. This is the number that appears in the top right-hand corner of your November letter. Find a prominent place on each document, usually that's going to be the top right corner, and for photos probably on the back, and add your file number to every document. Then you're going to print off your sworn declaration form and also some of those additional pages in order to put extra documents on them. Then you should stack your documents in order with number 1 at the top, and you're ready to add them to the form. We're not going to start with page 1, we're going to start with page 2 because that's where you enter the documents. Listing the documents is the bulk of the work and it's also the most tedious, so that's where we're starting. Start with page 2 and then add extra document pages as necessary. So here is the blank page for entering your documents. The first thing you should do is read the statements at the top to be sure that you understand them, and then begin to enter your documents. Take your stack of numbered documents and the note page that you wrote everything down on, and then begin with number 1 and start filling this out. Here's an example that's been filled in. I'm going to show you a close-up in just a moment, but this example is available for you on the Friends of Qalipu Applicants group page. Here's a closer view. You can see that it's numbered vertically starting with number 1. So each document that you list there needs to correspond back to the number that you put on this document. These are the document types. So we have boarding passes, rental car, an essay, photos, email exchange. And then under the description, the first thing you're going to write is this category or multiple categories that you believe the document satisfies. And then you're going to give other details that are helpful to the enrollment committee. So we have these categories: visits, advancement of knowledge. Some are together, visits and cultural participation, communications and advancement of knowledge. But then we have other details that are listed there that should be helpful to the committee. And again, if you have too many documents, use the blank extra pages so that you have enough room to fill them all in. Once you've finished entering all your documents, now it's time to fill out the first page and to read the information provided for you there. The top of the page offers you the Privacy Act statement, which explains how your information can be used, what your rights are regarding the information, and what your signature means with respect to all of this. Please read it carefully. Below the Privacy Act information is the general reasons for having you complete the sworn declaration, and information about applicants under the age of 18. So also read this section carefully. At the bottom of the first page, this is where you're going to fill in your personal information, including your name, address, and also, very importantly, the file number from your November letter. This is the same file number that you've already added to all of your documents. So now we have the first and second pages filled out, and additional pages of documents filled out if we needed them. The only thing left then is to fill out the bottom of the final page, which is actually numbered as page 3, regardless of whether you add extra pages. Do not fill out the bottom of page 3 until you are in the presence of the Commissioner of Oaths, the Justice of the Peace, or the Notary, whoever is officiating your statement. Once you get in front of an officer who can swear oaths in whatever jurisdiction you're in, that is when you will sign. So you're going to sign here, and then the officer will fill in his or her information and sign as well. And at this point, your sworn declaration is complete. Now, just a couple of reminders. Organize your documents before you start to fill out the form, and I'm going to suggest that you include your affidavits in the documents that you're going to be listing, just to be on the safe side. Secondly, make sure that your correct file number from the top right corner of your November letter appears on every document and the bottom of page 1 of the sworn declaration form, and then double check that these numbers match. And finally, do not sign page 3 until you are in the presence of the officer who is witnessing your signature. For more information, visit the Friends of Qalipu Applicants group page for sample documents, sample scenarios, and interaction with other Qalipu applicants.